Hi, I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. I'm back at my Monroe yard after what has been way too long. Just look how overgrown it's become. I've got to get out, and I forgot to bring my weed whacker. So it's become way overgrown. But what I have been intending to do is come back here and see how my towers of queen cells have developed and how many of those queens have taken. So if you recall, what we had was two colonies here, both of whom were full of queen cells, and both of them had spawned already. And I took one frame with queen cells, I put it on the bottom super, queen cells in each of these nukes, divided by double screen boards. And some of you noticed, what I noticed when I got home and reviewed the video, is that there's a way for bees to get from this box to this box because there isn't a divider in the middle here. So I don't expect, if at the best case scenario, I will have a laying queen down here. I'll have one between these boxes, one in here, one in here. And exactly the same in this colony. One here, probably no more than one between these two, and then one down there. So that's what we're hoping for, at any rate. And then these colonies should be pretty close to being nukes, with 2-3 frames of brood by now. So the new queens should be established. They should be laying about now. So let's have a look. Okay, let's see how this nuke's looking, if anything. Three to four frames of bees. That one. That one looks less good. Looks like lots of drones in that one as well. We'll see. The other problem I noticed that when I did the videos is a lot of the queen cells may have been damaged in the process of being put onto here, because there's not the full depth that you'd have in a bottom board here. So queen cells that were hanging low may have got squashed on these. So I need to modify that equipment if I'm going to do this on a regular basis. Drawing comb, which is a good sign. And frame full of larvae, absolutely full of larvae, full of capped brood. So we've got a going concern here. Full of capped brood. Lots of capped brood. Frames of brood here and a frame of food. This one, as I say, did not look as promising. First thing I saw was lots of drones. This one didn't take it all. Just got some drones in here, some frames. So got one nuke. So we can recover this one. That's a going concern. This is nothing. Useful comb. Let's see what we've got under here. Two good populations of bees, which are actually separated by a frame of foundation here, so that could be a good sign. If we had anything going here. Nothing going on in this one. Just had about 2 frames. This one's got 3 to 4 frames of these. Full of eggs. Full of eggs and larvae. Very nice. In fact, that's nearly 5 frames of these. So as expected, just one between these two. So for now, this one is empty. More or less. Got another nuke here. Nice looking colony here. Let's make sure there's some green here. Yeah, we're good. Just make sure this is queen right, and if it is, we'll just leave this one in situ. Work down the foundation out on the edge here. Remember, this bottom colony would have had the most bees because that's where most of the field bees will have come back to. So I'd always expect this bottom one to be considerably bigger than the others. Plenty of resources. But also with mostly field bees, well, that should be fine. Lots of pollen. And lots of larvae. Nice. Batch of larvae there. Full of pollen on this side. Cap brood. Lots of cap brood there. This one's coming on beautifully. So this colony is, this tower got 3 out of 5. Not bad, 60%. Considering my design fault, which the best I could have been is 80%. Let's say we've got 3, if we improve that, we've got a 3/4, 75%. So that's nice. This can be closed up, and in fact it's going well enough that I might even put a honey soup around it. Okay. frame of foundation of drawn comb, super drawn comb up here. This colony is good to go. Just for now, let's give it a double lid. I've got 2 nukes going here, so what we'll do is make them into proper nukes. Bottom of it. See how tower number 2 did, how they fared. Get a closer look this time. Okay, upstairs. All this had more bees in overall, so these nukes, ones that survive, will have more bees in. And looks like the first reaction is good result, poor result. Yeah, this one doesn't look like it took. This one looks fine. All drones. The drones seem to have stayed behind. All drones. Yeah, what I think's happened is the workers, basically when there was no queen developed in these, the workers drifted into the hives next to them, whereas the drones didn't have the sense to do that. Yeah, just drones. Okay, so this one is a miss. Full of resources. With the white foundation, I can't really tell. Well, I would say that's fairly conclusive. I think we've got a viable nuke going here. I can see we've probably got 3 frames of brood. I'd be surprised if there aren't eggs on this side too. Very nice. queen wasn't left behind. Don't believe she was. Now, where I mentioned, this is the dividing strip. I mentioned that we need it on both sides for this particular experiment. And I'll show you what I mean, how that wasn't there on the other, down below. Frames are stuck to this. They've been busy filling it with honey. At any rate, you see there's no divider here. So any queen that came up above these frames could go straight across from one to the other. So theoretically this will be just one colony. But you never know, if the queens never made that journey and never discovered each other. We'll find out shortly. Of course, we don't know which one's got the queen in, because the queen could be going from one side to the other. Ideally, what we see is a queen in both sides. Honey dripping down into the hive. See the queen on this side. I've seen eggs. So we'll have to treat them, unless I see the queen, we'll have to treat them like two separate colonies. Taking this off because we're going to flood the rest of the colony with honey. This we probably already have done. I don't want to put more bees than we need to. larvae. So lots more young larvae in this hive, this one. I think the queen has been on one side. It has been on the other as well. For a while we may have had two queens in here. Logic would suggest that we ended up with one. I didn't see the queen in either of them. She's probably here. Sensible thing would probably be to combine these as one colony. See how the bottom one is doing now. Yes, this one's got a bit shorter frames. Queen right to one of your larvae. Need to get the frames of foundation on. Get those sorted out. So, although it's tempting to say we had 4 out of 5 here, I'm going to combine the 2 middle ones to be a single one, because I'm going to work on the assumption that the queen was able to get between the 2 middle ones. So this one over here and this one down here were the one colony. So I'm going to combine them together, and I'll keep this nuke separate from that one. So we ended up with 3 out of each of those groups of what was originally 5. Then we've got 3 successful colonies from each one, a minimum of 3 at any rate. So very good. I will consolidate those and get busy checking on the rest of the hives. So those towers of queen cells worked out pretty well, about 60%. I could probably have done just as well by putting them in separate nukes and putting them independently. In fact, I may have done even better by doing it that way. But this is a fun experiment to try. I'd always encourage you to, if you've got the hives to play with, do some experimentation. You may come up with some good new ideas, but it's what works for you. I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. See you next time.